What's up, everybody? It is your boy Mug the Dude here, and we are back with some Hero Colosseum. Now today, we are doing the top 10 defensive list, because why not? We did attack, we did speed, we did HP, finishing it up with defense, and then we'll be hopping on to the more interesting list, the top 10 best figures in the game list. Now that is going to be very hard to do, and I understand that there's going to be a lot of factors going in with that one, and it's going to be a barn burn on who wins, because there's so many good figures in today's game, and there's so many good figures in terms of strategy, because different figures, depending on how you run them, could be better than another figure. I'm just going off of base stats. I'm going off of not base stats, because obviously dupes play a factor, but stats, posing skill, and then that's it basically. Stats, posing skill, trigger scores. Now, criteria on why figures are here. You had to have 2,000 defense to make this list. And two, you had to have, when I thought about this, they had to be a good defensive figure. So how are they a good defensive figure? How do they support the team in terms of defense? Or how do they support the team in general if they have a high defensive stat? I'm really going off opposing skills, because the top 5 all have amazing defensive stats. It literally is just a matter of how good is their opposing skill, how good are their trigger squares, and so forth, such and so forth. Now, number 149, Android 18, level 1 out of 60. I still use her because I have her on an attack down list. I just really tried to mess with people. It worked a little bit. This was a long time ago, and I actually was pleasantly surprised. Now, HP is 4320, attack is 3110, defense is 2240, speed is 1730, ultimate attack is dual destructo disc. Place on a trigger score for minus 10%, 10%. Mugs, can you read? For minus 1,000 speed to one random opponent on the field, repeatable. Minus 170 to defense to all opponents when Android 17 is also on the field. Top left and bottom right are trigger scores. Now, I was debating putting on Beerus for her. I was debating putting on Android 16 for her instead of her. And then I was debating putting on First Form Frieza and Golden Frieza. Now, the reason I chose her out of all of them is her first part of her posing skill is the big thing that when you're trying to go second, now more than likely you're going to run SEC skills with her because her low speed, her high defense, and her low attack. So you're going to want to run SEC skills with her just to tank a little bit. Top left. Bottom right, any defensive figure that has a bottom trigger square, it really depends on what their posing skill is. That will depend on how high they are. Because I know some of the people in the top tier list, actually 2 of them have back trigger squares, but the fact that their posing skill supports the team so well is the reason they're so high. Like I said, that minus 1,000 to speed to one random opponent on the field really makes you go second. Like you're going to go second with this because you're going to lower their... Actually, now I think about it, it's quite the opposite, Mugs. Now I think about it, it's quite the opposite. Overall, the fact that she's lowering somebody's speed by 1,000 is still amazing. The fact that when Android 17 is on the field, you're going to have to run her with Android 17 on top left, bottom right side Android 17. They're going to be lowering everybody's defense by 170, which is actually really good. It's the same thing as the First Form Frieza, but instead, you're also getting that minus 1,000 speed to one random opponent. And then when Android 17 is on the field, Android 17, what he does is he lowers attack by 1,000 and makes everybody gain 250 speed. Now, probably thinking, Mug, you just said you wanted to go second. Why would you want to put Android 17 if you gain speed? The fact that they are, it's such a minuscule amount of speed. Now, if you keep them on forever and ever and ever, obviously you're going to gain a lot of speed. Now, the fact that her defensive stat is very, very high is the reason she's on here. And she just works well with so many other figures. And if you put her top left, she blocks so many top tier figures. Some of these people on this list have that top left trigger square, I believe, and they block so many top tier figures. So many. Number 9, Super Vegeta. Now he flip flopped. He went from number 5 on this list, to number 6, to 7, to 10. To 9. Now, the reason I have him well above Android 17 is, well, obviously, he's Super Vegito and his stats. Level, number 269, Vegito. Level max 99. HP is 5220. Attack is 6040. Defense is 2040. And speed is 2860. Ultimate attack is Spirit Sword. Poison skill, the strongest fused warrior. Placed on a trigger score for plus 350. Attack, defense, and speed repeatable. Plus 10% to damage taken by all opponents if you go first. Minus 10% to damage dealt by all opponents if you go second. Top left, bottom right. Same thing as Android 18. Is his trigger scores. Now, I went over him a million times. He's been on 2 other lists. So I don't really have to go over him a lot. But the reason I have him so high is the fact that he gains 350 defense is a very big thing for me. Because the fact that if you run SEC skills with him, he's going to be gaining 1,050 defense, which means he will have technically turn 1, the 350 defense will stick with him till the next turn, but that SEC skill won't. But the fact that that plus 700 defense will put him at 3,090 defense. That is amazing. That is such a defensive stat, first of all. And second of all, when you go second, which hopefully you're going to go second, the reason I have SEC skills on him is that minus 10% to damage dealt by all opponents, which means they're not going to be doing as much damage to you. They're not going to be dealing as much damage. So if you have a Vatos with him, that's beautiful. He's going to be tanking very, very well. Trigger squares are amazing. Bottom right, if you're going second, if you want to take attacks with him and block with people, because one thing I said in the beginning of this video is the reason I have people so high, or the reason people are on here, is I thought about how good of a defensive figure are they. That is the reason why he's here. It's because he's a great defensive figure. First of all, he deals an absolute crap ton of damage. If you run SEC skills, he will be having 7,000 attack after this, at basically 7,390 attack, because same thing as the defense. And then place when plus 20% when you go second, he will be dealing an absolute crap ton of damage. Plus, if you go second magically, you're going to be getting that plus 10% damage taken by all opponents. Overall, Vegeta's a freak of nature when it comes to a figure. His defense, his whole stat kit is so balanced. Like, he's one of the most balanced figures. And I know I have him 10 out of 10, and I have a bunch of stats and do a bunch of weird stuff to make him balanced. Like the defense one I didn't really need. But let's go on with it. I don't want to ramble too much. Number 8, Gogeta. Number 263, Gogeta Super Saiyan. Level max 99. HP is 4970. Attack is 6280. Defense is 2340. Speed is 2170. Potion skill is the strongest fusion. Place on a turn score for plus 20% to your damage dealt. Plus 10% to damage taken by opponents if you go first. And minus 20% to damage taken. And minus 10% damage dealt by opponents if you go second. Stacks are in that turn only. Top, middle, and bottom right are trigger scores. Now, place on a trigger score for plus 20% to your damage dealt and plus 10% to damage taken by opponents if you go first. That is really good. So if you go first, you're going to be dealing 20% more damage and they're going to be taking 10% of your damage. But we're talking about if you go second, because how good of a defensive figure is he? Now, the fact that he gives himself a minus 20% to damage taken and he's a little more selfish with it, like more than Super Vegeta, is what makes him really, really good and the reason he's above him. First of all, his defensive stat is naturally higher, so all you need to do is put... I don't even have SEC skills on him because I had base skills on him. But all you need to do is put SEC skills on him, and he literally will have basically the same amount of defense as Super Vegeta first turn. But the fact that he's taking 20% more damage, and he's lowering the amount of damage the opponents are doing as well, is the reason he's so high. And the fact that he goes top middle, which is a very good trigger square because he's dead center, so you can run a Vatos and Whis with him. That is amazing setup. He tanks 50% less damage than what he would take if you didn't have that Whis on, which is amazing. So overall, go second with him. But the reason he's so high is that his attack stat is very balanced. His defense stat is very good. His speed stat is very good. So if you want to go second with him, you can go... if you want to go first with him, you can go first with him. Tank a counterattack. HP is a little low for if you go second, but... if you have a Vatos with him and you have a Whis with him, you literally will tank like almost every attack in the game except Gogeta and a couple freak of nature figures that are just too hard of hitting figures to tank. Like, nobody will tank those figures, so defense doesn't matter at that point. Now, number 7, Rose. Now you're probably thinking, Muggs, he has a less defensive stat than him, a less defensive stat than him, and less defensive stat than her. Now, I'm going to explain why I have him so high. Number 183, Rose Goku Black. Level max 99. HP is 10,590. Attack is 3730. Defense is 2,000. Speed is 1460. Ultimate attack is Divine Lasso, which I think is one of the dopest attacks in the game. Posing skill, Apocalyptic Power. Place on a trigger score for plus 1,500 to your attack, plus 1,000 to your speed, and plus 10% to your ultimate attack damage. When attacked, repeatable. Top left and top middle is just trigger scores. Now, I have him so high on this list because, one, his HP stat is absolutely ridiculous. His attack stat is very good for the attack stat that he has because he's gaining 1,500 attacks, so I don't actually hinder him on that. 2,000 defense is very, 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 very good. And the plus 1,000 to speed just doesn't really do that much for that 1,400 speed. Because even if you get attacked twice, you're still only having 3,460 speed, which is still decent. But at the same time, Vatos has basically that same amount of speed at level 99. And spoilers, she's on this list, and her speed doesn't hinder her at all. So, the reason I have him so high is his trigger squares. top left and top middle, he blocks some of the best figures in the game. If you put him top middle, he blocks a Kefla, Ranger 17, SSJ3 Bardock, Vidal. Who else? There's so many other good figures. I mentioned Bardock because Bardock buffs him a huge amount. And then if you put him top left, he blocks Goku, Jiren, Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, First Form Frieza, who is actually a very good figure, Golden Frieza. Who else? Ultimate Gohan, which I actually recommend running the SR Ultimate Gohan with him because he lowers speed and he boosts his attack by 300 and his defense by 300, so he will make him tankier in the process. Overall, his HP stat is very good for what he does. His defensive stat is good for what he does. Is he a good defensive figure? Yes. So that is why he's so high. Number 6. Majin Buu. Majin Buu is just an absolute tank. Like, he literally is the epitome of what you would call a tank when it comes to defensive stat and the posing skill to make a good defensive figure. Number 55, Majin Buu. Level 44 out of 60. HP is 3180. Attack is 3090. Defense is 3670. Speed is 1780. Ultimate attack is Innocence Breath. Posing skill, Majin Attack. Place on a trigger score for plus 700 to your defense repeatable, and swaps your attack and defensive values if alone in the field once only. Top middle is just trigger scores. The fact that he gains 700 defense and it is repeatable is the only reason he is number 6. Because first of all, he starts with 3600 defense. Once you gain another 700 defense, he's going to have 4300 defense. And that will literally stay with him. Next turn, he will have 4300 defense. If you want to put SEC skills on him, he's going to have 5000 defense. Well, first of all, if you put 350, because defensive up F is going to go off before the SEC skills. So plus 700 to defense. He's going to have 4,370 defense. Well, he's going to now have 4,620 defense. After this, 5,330 defense. As a turn 1, he will have that much defense. Turn 1, obviously all of these will go away, so he'll only go back to the 4,300 defense turn 2. But then it just starts all over again, and he gains it all back. The fact that he goes top left, top middle, same thing with the Rosé, is what makes him such top tier. Makes him such a top tier figure. Now, I have dupes into his speed. I don't know why. I could have put all of the dupes into his defense, but I put a boatload of defense into him. I think I put 7 dupes into his defense. The reason he's so high is because he gained 700 defense. Like why do I don't even need to explain why, and the posing skill is a little bit weird. Swaps your attack and defensive values if alone on the field. I'm never going to run 01 skills with him really because he does nothing for the master if you put him alone on the field. And 2, if you're swapping your attack and defense, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I like the way he is. I love the amount of defense he gains. Keep the defense coming because I'm going to be blocking the best figures in the game with top left, top middle. So we're going to hop in 5-1, guys, and I'm going to be right back. All right, guys, we're back. And Whis. Whis is a figure that was very low on the HP list. And I think he probably was 6. Now he's 5, so he bumped up one slot being the defensive version. Number 67, Whis, level 60 out of 99. HP is 2500. Attack is 2820. Defense is 3680. Speed is 2590. Ultimate attack is Symphonic Destruction. Posing skill, Whis' training. Place on a trigger square for minus 30% to all damage taken by allies on the field. Stacks are in that turn only. Top left is his trigger squares now. The reason he's so high on this, first of all, his stats are so balanced. I love this figure. I don't use him as much. I should really start using him more considering, look at the skills I have. You're going to go second with him, so you might as well tank all the damage you can get, right? Look at that. Plus 350 defense. It's just ridiculous. And I think he has the same defensive stat as Buu, who just absolutely gains defense. As you saw, he's a monster. So, when you look at his posing skill, minus 30% damage taken by all allies on the field, that literally is a good defensive posing skill. That's one of the best defensive posing skills you can have, besides the Vatos and besides the Piccolo. Now, the fact that he has 3600 defense is very good, but the one thing that makes me scared to run him is that 2500 HP. Wow, that is such a low number for a figure you want to be taking damage with. That is lower than Ultra Instinct, I think. Yeah, I think Ultra Instinct has 26 now. I think Ultra Instinct has a little lower, by 60. But still, Look at how low that defense. Look how low that HP stat is. His attack is not that good. His speed is not that good. Now you're probably thinking, Muggs, why are you bagging on him? Why are you having him so high? Look at the defensive stat. 3,680 defense for a figure that is going to be taking 30% less damage, and you will more than likely be running a Vatos with him. Why would you not want to have him on that team? Now, the up F and how the defensive up SEC go with him. I don't usually put skills involved, but I try to like make a case for him with skills. 350 defense, he's gonna have 3,930 defense or 4,300. Will he have it? He will have 4,030 defense, and then he'll have 4,730 defense, which is very, very, very good. Overall, he makes everybody take more damage, and that's the reason why he's so high on this list. Number 4. Ranger 17. This is a figure I put him on this slot and then didn't move him because I knew I didn't need to move him because I knew he would be this high. Let me take a sip of coffee because Mug's talking. It's a little cold, but I'm not going to lie. It's still pretty good. Now, number 313, Android 17 Dragon Ball Super, Ranger 17 as everybody knows him by. Level 93 out of 99. HP is 3520. Attack is 6040. Defense is 3200. Speed is 1040. Ultimate attack is Super Electric Strike. I really wish they gave him that one ultimate attack. I really wish they gave him that one attack that he did in the Tournament of Power, where he literally made a whole Tournament of Power stage with an energy blast and stood on that song you know what, and just bodied someone. I'm sorry, but that was one of the most that was one of the most bad things you possibly could do. Now, his defense 3200, speed is 1040, poison skill Ranger. Place on a trigger square, very short and simple. Place on a trigger square for plus 350 to defense to all allies. I just realized someone really missed. Look at that. Has that been like that the entire time? There's no way that's been like that the entire time. Plus 350 to defense to all allies on, not Allison. I'm sorry if anybody's named Allison. I'm not sorry that you're named Allison. I'm sorry that they literally just butchered whatever. Like, they butchered your spelling if they tried to spell Allison. I'm sorry. To defense to all allies on the field, repeatable, and alone on the field, minus 50% to damage taken by your master once only. So, he's a very good figure that if you know they're going to run a top middle figure, and you're going to be able to tank that initial attack, obviously, because you will have 2x defense, which means you will have 6,040 defense. Actually, you will have, with the plus 700 defense, you'll have 3,900 defense, which means, you're going to have 60... You're going to have, what is the number? You're going to have 7,800 defense. And the fact that your master is also taking 50% less damage that first turn, you will only have it once only. So really, use it sparingly, use it accordingly. Don't try to just throw it out there and be like, watch this. Now, I've tried to do it, and I've actually lost because I've tried to do it. But overall, the fact that he gives defense plus 350 to all allies on the field is very good. You can run him behind a Piccolo and just O2 skill and just take damage, and you're not going to be taking that much of it. Like, the plus 350 defense, I actually use him on a lot of defensive teams now. Like, you could run him with a Whis, but I actually use him a lot on defensive teams because he's able to tank. He will be getting tankier himself, so he has the same thing as the Piccolo. He will be giving himself that 350 defense, and he will be giving another 350 defense to Piccolo, which means Piccolo is gaining 700 defense every turn, like the Boo, which Boo is gross when it comes to defense. I actually love the Super Boo when it comes to defense. Now, his defensive stat is his speed stat is very low to the point where you're going to go second with him. If you put him on the field and you put two other figures, not a lot. The one reason he's so high on this list is the 6,000 attack stat. That is very high. Very, very high for an attack for a defensive figure with that high of a defense. He actually has the same attack stat as Vegeta and has way more defense than him and supports the team in defense way better. So, number 4 is Ranger 17. Number 3, who is this? This makes a lot of sense. I forgot who I put. Number 296, Vidal. Level 71 out of 99. HP is 2550. Attack is 4390. Defense is 3380. And speed is 2010. Ultimate attack is Justice Combination. Posing skill, Alluring Visage. Place on a trigger score for minus 70% to defense and speed to all opponents on the field. Stacks are on that turn only. Now, I'm sorry I misspoke 2 days ago On the speed one, it's not 35%, it is 30%, and stacks during, I believe it's 30%, stacks during that turn only. Top, bottom, middle, and top right are trigger scores. Now, the reason she's so high on this list is, how good of a defensive figure is she? If you put defensive up SEC instead of ADM up SEC, she will have 4,000 defense, which is amazing. The fact that you can also run her on a speed team is another reason why she's number 3. The posing skill is broken. This is one of the most broken posing skills we have ever seen in this game. The fact that she will literally make your team go first if you want to go first. Obviously, the speed one is a better option when it comes to going first, but the fact that she also lowers the opponent's defense is very good. So what you can do is run her with a Piccolo and run a Vatos. Now, you're going to be lowering their speed. Hopefully, they're running a speed setup so you don't have to fight for who goes second and fight to get that SEC skills. Because if someone's running a defensive setup and you have Vidal, more than likely you're going to go first. But if somebody's running a speed setup against you, you lower their speed, which more than likely they're still going to beat you because the low amount of speed that her, Piccolo, and Vatos have. And you will be able to lower their defense. So they're going to be attacking you. You're going to be tanking that attack. And then the counter attack will be harder hitting because of the 30% defense lowering. Overall, I don't even know why I need to explain why she's this good, because I've went over her in the speed list, and she literally is broken. Like, broken, plain and simple. Number 2, another broken figure. These top 3 figures are some of the best figures in the game, and they will be on the best figures list. Like, when I make that list, Piccolo, Vidal, Vatos, will be on the best figures list. Yes, I burped. I'm sorry. I had to say excuse me because I have manners. Vidal, not so much. Not her. The speed one will be on that top 10 figure list, but Piccolo. Number 46, Piccolo, the OG god. The fact that he's still such a top tier figure still blows my mind. Level 63 out of 99. HP is 6180. Attack is 3660. Defense is 2560. Speed is 2070. Ultimate attack is special beam cannon. And poison skill, bracing for impact. Placed on a trigger score for plus 350 to your defense. Repeatable, plus 5,000 to your master's defense. Stacks on that turn only. Top middle is your trigger score. Now, have O2 skills on him. Because, actually, I have O2 defense, SEC defense, and O2, obviously the O2 STA, because you need it in order to go second. I mean, in order to get this, you need to run 2 people. So in order to get this, you need to run another person. So why not put that on to get that little extra buff on defense? Now, I don't have attack on him. I actually rather have him tank because the bottom middle figure will be doing the damage. He's just the block. He's just the body that takes the damage. Now, why he is so high on this list? The plus 5,000 defense to your master, of course. That is still amazing, and that is still broken. The only thing you can do about it is have a Piccolo, have a Beerus, or have a hit attack someone, have a hit attack the master, and then have somebody counter attack after the hit. That is the only thing you can really do unless you have Broly, Blue Vegeta, and another hard-hitting figure to do a boatload of damage to someone with 5,000 defense. But the fact that he gets 5,000 defense to your master, nobody else. They don't have that defensive stat. Like, nobody on this list reaches 5,000 defense very easily, except the Majin Buu, obviously, but that's a different story. But the fact that he gives the Master 5,000 defense and allows you to run a Piccolo, spoilers, a Vatos setup. Vatos is number 1, by the way. This was a landslide. Like, she beat everybody. This wasn't even a competition. But the fact that you can run a Piccolo, a Vatos, and whoever you want is the reason this figure is number 2. Now, number 1, Vatos. That posing skill is broken. Like, what do you want me to say? Number 179, Vatos. Level max 99. HP is 4470. Attack is 3400. Defense is 3470. Speed is 2610. Ultimate attack is Requiem of Destruction. Now, posing skill, God of Destruction's Attendant. Placed on a trigger score for minus 30% attack to all opponents on the field stacks during that turn only. Top left is our trigger square. Like, that minus 30% attack, nobody can counter that. Still, nothing can counter that in the game except O1 skills. And even then, it drastically lowers the attack of the O1 skill figure, and then the times 3 just kind of buffs their attack after the defense lowering buff. Now, or defense lowering nerf. Now, the fact that I've ran into literally dozens of people running Vatos, Piccolo, Ranger 17, Vatos, Piccolo, Vidal, Vatos, Piccolo, Gogeta, Vatos, Piccolo, who else? Vatos, Piccolo, Android 18, Vatos, Piccolo, Rose, Vatos, Piccolo, Vegeta. It literally is endless because the fact that Piccolo allows you to run a 2-lane setup and the fact that she's lowering their attack by 30%, which means you will be tanking way better than if you didn't have the Vatos. Like, Vatos is really key because if you kill the Vatos, the Piccolo won't be tanking as much and then you'll be able to do normal damage to them because all you have to worry about is SEC skills. So I'm going to give everybody a little tip and trick. If somebody's running Piccolo and Vatos, try to kill the Vatos as quick as you can. That is why I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta plus Blue Gogeta is the reason, like, they kill Vatos quick. Because Gogeta attacks, makes the Vatos take 15% more damage, and then you can hit him with Gogeta, who ignores damage reduction effects when it comes to, like, percentages, and then he also just gets a huge 20% damage buff. This isn't about Blue Gogeta, guys. Overall, she is the best defensive figure in the game because all I have to do is say, I have to question, how many Piccolo and Vatos setups have you ran into? A lot, and I'm very guilty of it. Like, do I have it? No, I don't have any. Oh, I have one. I was about to say, I do have one. This one, Vidal, surprise, Ranger. Oh no, this is the list. Yeah, I don't have any, actually. I'm actually impressed with Mugs. Mugs, you're doing good. I'm surprised you don't have that. You know what? I'm making one. I'll make one after, guys. But that is going to do for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. Hope to catch you on the next video. By the way, hope you'll have a fantastic day.